end the first quarter. We get you back to the action to see how this defense can do on this upcoming drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 23 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense because you know those big guys up front are doing work. But now the goal is to get to 10. And don't for a second think that the defense doesn't know that. They'd like to do their best to keep him at the end zone in this one.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. He'll find Lindsey here. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Saints, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is taken at about the 14. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different...
Under pressure, they got him again. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether it's...
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Open man is Ross, complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
And the Seahawks 1st down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Rodgers going to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Here's 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Ross. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Throwing is Rodgers. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely got to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Might have needed just one more block as it stands. 37-yard return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Out comes. So a 1st and 10 coming up for the offense here in the 2nd quarter. Let's see what this defense can do. Rodgers now on 1st down. He finds his man complete. It's Lindsey. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. To throw is Rodgers. He finds his man complete. It's Lindsey. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here's Rodgers to throw. And he'll find Hall. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see. Yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Now they got to get to the line quickly. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Rodgers. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And problem spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come into the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. So we've come to halftime. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Second half action, and this defense still pitching a shutout as we drop you back into the action. On first down, Rodgers. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the third quarter. 2nd and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Here's Rodgers. In trouble, and he's taken down. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And this offense, they're going to have an excellent view. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing on 2nd and long. And he can't escape, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Rodgers now to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Taken from just outside the 30. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Rodgers. And he's taken down here by the Saints. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. From the gun. It's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at about the 28. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Saints will take over. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Rodgers now under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers, his throw incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Rodgers can't get away, and he's taken down. And that'll bring up fourth down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now Rodgers, got to have this one. That's to his running back, complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well. So this one a victory here for New